We don't have a single verse in the entirety of the written word, the divinely inspired word, that couldn't have been either a poetic understanding of a pastoral society, something non-verifiable by today's standards of scientific inquiry, or anecdotal testimony from people that winded up getting included. If it was truly a benevolent God, a God that's not just the creator of the universe, not just all-powerful, not just all-knowing, but one that also wills for all humans to experience the best possible life, which I think anyone who's a religious Christian might understand to be living the afterlife in communion with God. There's no historically objective testimony in the Bible that would speak to that authority. We don't have a single scientific or biological or any kind of physical measurements, constants, nothing that would speak to something that was impossible to be known purely by the mind of a first century sheep herder.
What began as one of Pastor Cliffe's most intelligent debates quickly escalated into a heated clash. Faith versus science, belief versus skepticism. In this powerful exchange, an atheist student challenges the very foundation of God's existence, demanding evidence that can stand up to reason and proof. But the real question remains: did God leave us enough evidence here on earth to justify our faith in Him? Or is belief a matter of trust beyond what the eyes can see? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's unpack this unforgettable moment together.
Now, I plead with you that whether you and I like it or not, we're influenced by our culture. And I think you've just done a very good job articulating your culture, which is, give it to me scientifically, and then I'll believe. Sir, if you examine your life carefully, I venture a guess. What is most important to you in life is not science. It's relational. A mom, a dad, a sibling, a friend, a girlfriend. You and I, as gregarious human beings, do not receive ultimate joy from a scientific equation. Instead, we receive real happiness from love relationships with fellow human beings.
I would hold that it's not sufficient to trust divinely in any doctrine just because it's easy or satisfying. You have to only give credit to things that claim to be divine if they have that trust based on authority. For instance, the Bible talks about how whenever we are supposed to talk about the teachings of the word, okay, it is striated based on who has closest access and who does not. In the Old Testament, it's the Levites, the priestly clan. In the New Testament, it's still filtered through the society. It's patriarchal. It's disequal. It's unequal. My point is that when you are claiming to be God, that's different than claiming to be a guidance counselor. When you say, I have a path forward that allows you satisfaction. I know the way that you can feel better about yourself. It's by cultivating relationships with the people around you. When you're a God and you're claiming this is the doctrine of truth that the whole universe operates around, you have to be able on some level to have the authority to back up both the moral and the natural principles. If we are to assume that the natural order of the world is synonymous with the moral order that is God's divine will, then we'd be ridiculous to assume that one of these things comes with evidence and the other is not, i.e., the moral teachings will bring you happiness, right? But the natural principles that we've established so far, you can just disregard all of that. If we had about any level of historical objective verification, it doesn't matter what society or what culture you come from. Anyone can look and say, the fact that they predicted a volcano explosion destroying Pompeii, or I don't know, the fact that they just figured out the discovery of a new continent west of Europe. All of those things would have been like, of course, they saw it coming. They're omniscient. We don't have any of that. We have only the understanding of a people's relating to a geographic center smaller than the contiguous United States.
So what you really want in order to believe in Christ is a prediction of a supernatural thing and having it really occur?
Not supernatural, just natural.
Okay, fine.
Any verse in the whole Bible that refers to one naturally, objectifiably verifiable by today's standards event. That would do it.
Take this one. several times before his death, Christ predicted that he would rise from the dead. The historical evidence is he died and rose from the dead exactly as he predicted. What do you think of that?
He conveniently forgot to leave behind a body by ascending to heaven, meaning that today's standards of historical verification are not actually verifiable, considering we don't have any actual body left to prove.
That is wonderful that you found Alexander the Great's body. That's fantastic that you've discovered Julius Caesar's body. Because according to what you just said, historical veracity is based on finding the body. Give me a break. That is such a dishonest way to assess history. It's incredible. You don't have the bones of Alexander the Great. You don't have the bones of George Washington.
Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and George Washington never claimed to be divine beings.
So what?
Which means that the
It's
standard
not
of truth is
honest
higher for divine
intellectually
creatures.
to say that before I can trust that a person was historically real, I got to have their bones.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a historical verification of things like the resurrection would have been possible if we could examine scientifically a preserved body. But it's not possible when there's no actual evidence, when your only evidence is a lack of contradicting evidence. Oh, the Bible has to be true because there's so many manuscripts of it that speak to it and speak to its legitimacy, and there's very few that speak against it. And we have to know that Jesus resurrected because the tomb is empty. You're relying on an inverted principle of what authority means, because you're relying on an absence of evidence, not a production of it.
The resurrection of Christ is not just based on an empty tomb. It's based on appearing to over 500 people at different times in different places over a period of 40 days.
It's amazing to me that people can still hold as authoritative the individual feelings of divine creatures when, in the modern day,
when you can't scientifically prove it.
No, I'm not saying we can't scientifically prove it.
Don't you see why I raised the question of, aren't you blinded by your culture? Aren't you blinded by demanding that before you can accept something, it has to be scientifically verified? Scientifically verify that your mama loves you. Scientifically verify that she's not just going to drop arsenic in your tea when you go home on Thanksgiving or Christmas vacation. Well, it is possible.
Empiricism.
I doubt you're going to bring your chemistry kit to the breakfast table to check it out. You cannot base your life on science. Science is a wonderful branch of knowledge. It's just a narrow branch, sir. And as I said earlier to you, the things and people that you appreciate most in your life, I hope, have nothing to do with science. They have everything to do with a personal connection, a friendship, the ability to care and to love. Your fascination with science is a result of being blinded by a particular cultural prejudice. Watch out. The only way to ascertain whether something's true and reliable is not through science. Now, I love science. I'm going to use science all the time. I'm going to support scientific endeavor. But I'm not going to limit reality to what science tells me.
You keep on talking about this loving relationship with God, like it's this.
I'm talking about your loving relationship with your mama.
Yes, this.
Do you have it or not?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Is it valuable to you or not?
It is valuable to
How?
me.
Is it more important to you than science or not?
I'm not going to make a qualitative statement about.
That's sad.
No, it's not.
I would hope for you that your relationship with your mother is more important than the study of biology.
I don't study biology.
Whatever it is scientifically you study.
It's very important to me. But
I would hope your love for your mother and your relationship with your mother is far more important than any scientific experiment, anything in the bottom of a test tube. Am I right or wrong?
My relationship my relationship to my mother is very, very important to me.
Is there anything more important to you?
Not in the context of...
Thank you. Okay? Argument closed. Have a good night. It's relationships, sir. And you've been pummeling me with science, fine. I've been leaning over backwards to try and show you science is beautiful, science is wonderful. But you are elevating it to a position of worship that is very unwise, so unwise that you smart guy won't do it, because you know your mama is far more important than some scientific equation.
I believe you found this video helpful. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments